Hello, wonderful people. Welcome to my channel. It's called Beyond Limits. It's a beautiful day. It's another wonderful time. It's the 28th of May 2025. So if you're here, I'm welcoming you to this channel. This is a wonderful, lovely platform where we intend to encourage ourselves, where we intend to grow as time, especially with the end time. This is a beautiful place where we're going to intercede for other people. A lot of people going through a lot of problems. So today, personally, I decided I was going to talk about parenting, because today I see a lot of things going around us. I see a lot of young people, products of dysfunctional families. We see a lot of young people becoming bisexuals. We see a lot of young people going into drugs. Young people are dropping out of school. Globally now, we can see a lot of a surge in the rate at which young people are performing below expectation academically, and more people are just young people are just going, you know, dabbling into negative things without the love and the presence of their parents. I know that time times are getting harder and things are getting globally difficult, and as a result, in the process of parents trying to make ends meet, we parents, some of us parents have also ignored the duty of care that we owe our children. As a result, a lot of parents don't even understand what their role is, their obligation, the contract, the natural contract or agreement that they owe their children. So when you owe a duty of care to a child, it is a contract. It is a natural expected contract duties that is expected of you as a father or a mother to a child. So today we can see young people are joining all kinds of group, gangs, clans, and then when you look really into these young people, estimately more than 90% of them are actually beautiful young souls, boys and girls, young men and women who their parents were not present in their life. And so it goes a long way when you think getting childminders all the time and leaving the kids with gadgets, phones, their iPads, or having them go sleep over with friends, that's the best way, to take advantage of your presence that you owe them, to rather go out with friends or go to club or go, extra shift and the rest of it. On the long run, it will affect the upbringing of those kids. The more time you spend with children with love and compassion, the more time you dedicate to yourself willingly, wholeheartedly to raise your children, you would see the impact in their life, because a single day could save you or save a child from actually going astray. There are times practically that you need to question your children. Imagine on a Friday when they come back from school. If you were there to question the five of them how the week went, all the activities from Monday to Friday, you would have discovered a lot of things that you didn't know about each of those kids. So, as a result of your absence, a child could carry over the thoughts and the pressures of the bullying and all that they experienced from Monday till Friday over the weekend, and you were not there. And then over the weekend, they could fall into the hands of their peer groups or neighbors, or people who would now become negative influence on them. What I'm trying to say is that we have to be relevant in their lives 24 hours. The moment you decide to become a parent, the moment you decide to procreate, the moment you get pregnant or get someone pregnant, you must remember from that moment that becomes your priority. You don't procreate children. Children have rights to be loved. Children have right to be parented. Children have right for all attention. They need it. It's their right. So when we procreate them, we should remember that they should become our paramount priority. On our scale of preference, they should become number one. They should become all we think about. The same way we think about, oh, we plan our journey, we plan our holiday, the same way we plan the events, the things that we intend to do with our friends. That's the same way we should sit down and plan the things we want to do with our children, the things that we want to teach them, the things that we want to talk about. Because I found out that children are beautiful, young people are wonderful people, but the point is, if you don't show love, They don't trust you. So you have to build trust with young people. And the only way you can build trust with them is by loving them, is by giving them attention, is by asking questions, is by actually sharing your own personal experience. If you are not willing to share your experience and be open minded with them, they would not be that open to trust you. They will not be open to tell you they are about to do something bad. So when young people do terrible things, no matter how they keep it hidden, once they can build trust, once you're able to build trust with them as a parent, they will open up. They will tell you over time. And then if you are a sensitive person, if you're a sensitive parent, if you've got the ability to discern whether that child is yours or not, you would know when when young people wants to talk, you feel their heart is heavy. You just see it in their actions, and it will be a beautiful opportunity to intervene by spending quality time and counseling and living an exemplary life. People ask me, what is the best way to raise teenagers? But to be honest, in this end time, it is difficult to raise children, because things are really going really terribly bad all over the world. These days, young people don't listen, but they will listen. Your children will listen if you pray. Your children will listen if you pray with them, when you counsel them, when they see the life that you live, when they see that you're humble, when they see that you're honest, when they see that you're a trustworthy person, when they see that you're focused, you believe in God, when they see that your character reflects positivity, you know, they actually want somebody to guide them. And if they don't see someone to follow, that's when they go astray. So, and sometimes even when we think they are stubborn, they are listening, they're actually watching you. Sometimes when children are, how do I call it, disobedient, it's not because they chose to be disobedient, it's just because you have not lived an exemplary life. Sometimes they're actually moved and touched by the noble work, the noble deeds, the things, how you live your life, they see it. And so they know. When you live in a very, how do I call it, noble way, moral way, they see it. And so it won't be difficult to speak to them. It won't be difficult to convince them not to go astray. But when your life is the reverse, of what you're preaching, it's like they say, practice what you preach. So it really takes that you live a godly life, live a decent life, live a life that you can be proud of, a life that people would make reference to you. So it becomes so easy to risk it, when they become your best friend, when you are there available, when you can, even while you're praying, they hear you praying for them, when they see you putting them into consideration in all that you do, um, for example, I have a couple of friends who fell out. They went into the war. The moment their dad cheated on their mom, things like that. The moment kids see the home suddenly, become dysfunctional, it affects them mentally and psychologically. And at that point, a lot of them are not don't have the capacity, the mental capacity to understand what is going on. And so, same thing happens when young children, young people, teenagers, or youth see one parent abusing the other, whatever kind of abuse, it is dangerous. It's not a good scenario to raise children. So we have to be very, very careful. We have to put them in the hands of God all the time. We have to counsel them. We have to live an exemplary life. We have to talk. If you're raising children and you're not talking, I don't know how you're going to survive. And you have to put your feet to the ground, like they say, say things and hold on to what you've said. Don't just compromise what you've already told them. When you make laws, when you create rules, you know, don't compromise the laws or the rules that you've created in the home, because the young people have a way of wanting to test their parents to see if they can break the laws that you have created. So if you let them, you lose your power. You know, I know it's hard for a lot of you, but if you would trust God and live a good example, live your life with, as an example to your children, if they would see you doing only things that are just, things that are good, they will emulate you and they would walk towards being good. I think that the best way to teach people these days is to live an exemplary life. Just as if you want to promote things, a product, for example, make sure that you've used that product and, you can actually guarantee before you make a review on that product. Then it's easier to convince other people about whatever it is you're affiliating or you're promoting, So, parenting, I know it takes grace. It's just God. I want to wish you guys well. You guys out there, you mothers out there, don't give up. Don't give up on them. Keep praying. Trust God. Ain't easy. But we have grace on our side. We have God on our side. Let's just raise them because at the end of the day, if we don't raise them well, we will regret it. How do we, go into retirement and then we've raised crazy, stupid, foolish young children? That's the point. But if you raise them, if you take your time and love them and seek grace, God's mercy to help you raise them and live an exemplary life, with the attention and beautiful moments that you've created and spent with them, they will turn out well. They will turn out well. And for those of you who have problem with your children, I pray that God will touch their mind. Those that have gone astray, I pray that God would bring your kids back to light. And I want to wish you guys all the best. Good luck in this parenting ministry, this parenting journey. And it's just amazing. It's the best thing that can happen to anyone. And for those who are not parents yet, I pray that God will bless you. There won't be barren in the land. That's what the word of God says. And you'll be blessed. You would have your kids, and you can adopt kids. You can help charitable, young, wonderful kids in charities, and just let's just keep doing this. I want to wish you guys well. God bless you coming to my channel. It's Beyond Limits. It's a beautiful day. I wish you guys the best in your lifetime, in the years to come. Let's give God all the praise. It's your boy. Praise God.